Many people I've worked with have come to me with an idea that they experience anxiety because it just runs in the family. And this is a very ingrained belief that this is somehow in your genes, it's been inherited, and there's nothing that you can do. Now, whether anxiety is an inherited thing, I'm not here to sort of debate or discuss. I'm more about, is this true? Because beliefs, once you believe something, it will have you very stuck and unable to move and do anything about it. Because really, if you believe you've inherited it, then there's nothing you can do. You won't actually seek solutions because there'll be no point. It's just something you've got. What I'd really like you to do, or encourage you to do, is to consider possibilities here. Now, if I tell you that the way children learn how to be is something that happens unconsciously as they're growing up. They absorb behaviour, ways of thinking, beliefs about who they are, what life is, from the people that they are surrounded by when they grow up. Now, if you think about how you learnt to speak a language, nobody sat you down, did they? These are all the verbs, and this is the grammar, and this is how we put sentences together. No, magically, you started speaking and understanding a really complicated language with no effort whatsoever. You absorbed that. On that basis, can you imagine what else you've absorbed? Beliefs and ideas about the family. Anxiety's been in our family forever. So-and-so had anxiety. Uncle so-and-so had anxiety. I've got anxiety. Everybody's got anxiety. As a child, you're going to hear and absorb, even at a deeper level than, thought and what you're aware of. On a feelings basis, you will absorb understandings too. And really what you've taken on board are other people's beliefs and opinions. Is it true though? Just because, you could have had a whole lineage of people, with anxiety that have come through the generations, is it in the genes or has it just been learnt and passed on and passed on and passed on? Like a culture. And this is how, all tribes and all people learn how to be. It's passed on from generation to generation to generation. How do you fancy breaking that pattern? Breaking that family pattern so that you're not then passing it on and on and on and on. Is that possible for you? This is what this video is very much about, for you to consider whether this is something you've been believing, whether it's become ingrained in your being without you even realising that you've believed that this is true. Because that can happen. When something is that ingrained, you don't even know that you believe it. So is it a learned behaviour? Have you automatically assumed this is who I need to be, this is who I am, this is what's going to happen to me, this is the way I'm going to have to live because my mum's like it or my dad's like it? What comes up for you with that idea? I find it quite troubling to read on a lot of medical websites actually that state that this problem comes from the genes of your family. That's a huge statement to make because it's putting millions of people in a state of I've got something and there's nothing I can do about it. I've just got to learn to live with it. I've got to find a way to do this. I might need to take medication. I might need to change my behaviour and do things in a different way. What if that you could actually do something about it no matter how long it has been in your family? As I said before, a family link is probably more about learning that pattern of behaviour rather than it actually just being ingrained. Did you arrive here on this earth with anxiety? Unlikely. So if it wasn't there when you were born, you're not going to baby lying in bed, what's going to happen when I'm 10? Oh my God, what's going to happen then? What's going to happen? Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? So it wasn't there when you were born. So it has been learned. It didn't come with you as a generational thing. I wonder what you can do about it. A great exercise or something for you to do is to start to have a look at your family and the symptoms that they experience. Their ways of being. Who have you picked this up from? What are you doing that they do? And just start to notice the similarities. I'd invite you to do that just over the next couple of days and have a think about, oh gosh, have I learned that? Have you learnt it? Children learn from copying and absorbing. And I wonder whether you don't have to continue with this problem after all. And it's something that you can reach out and get help for. I'll leave that with you. As always, let me know. Let me know what comes up for you and what you notice. I love to hear about your mind shifts and different ways of perceiving things and how that frees you. It's a wonderful part of my job in working with people that I get to see these shifts and changes that make such a difference inside. So I'd love to hear yours. I shall speak to you shortly.